If you had to go plant-based for the rest of your life in Hanoi, what would you eat? That question alone is enough to stop many people in their tracks. In a city famous for its savory broths, grilled meats, and bold street flavors, the idea of giving up animal products sounds almost unthinkable. But things are changing. For a variety of reasons, a growing number of people living in Hanoi are making the shift to vegetarianism and veganism. And they're discovering a vibrant, creative world of plant-based cuisine that's deeply rooted in tradition, yet full of modern flair. Today, this episode of Fine Cuisine, come with me on my journey to demystify the world of plant-based cuisine in Hanoi and show how it's changing the city's culinary landscape, one delicious dish at a time. Hanoi may be famous as a culinary paradise, but the real magic isn't confined to the bustling streets of the capital center. If you're searching for a truly unique plant-based dining experience, one that gets to the heart of veganism and vegetarianism in Vietnam, my advice is to escape the old quarter. In fact, go much further. That's where the hidden gems are waiting. There's no better way to understand veganism and vegetarianism than by exploring the area where it is most religiously practiced. And so today I'm currently on the outskirts of Hanoi visiting a Buddhist pagoda to find out about the vegan food that is commonly eaten here. So, shall we go? In contrast to the serene, meditative atmosphere typical of a Vietnamese pagoda, the kitchen at Long Hung is alive with energy. Laughter and friendly chatter echo through the halls as people of all ages gather to prepare lunch together. Ingredients like lotus root, pineapple, peas, cowpeas, squash, and tender pumpkin leaves are skillfully handled by the swift and practiced hands of the monks and nuns. To better understand the roots of veganism and vegetarianism in Vietnam, I stepped aside for a moment to speak with Venerable Thích Minh Hạnh, the current caretaker of Long Hung Pagoda.
Văn hóa ăn chay của người Việt bắt nguồn từ rất là lâu rồi. Có thể là mình nói là từ những thời kỳ khi Phật giáo du nhập vào Việt Nam, xuất phát từ cái đạo lý từ bi của nhà Phật, ban vui và cứu khổ chúng sinh. Thì ta luôn tôn trọng cái mạng sống của mọi người, không phải là riêng con người mà những loài vật. Cái cách ăn chay của người Việt rất là đa dạng đối với cái khí hậu và phong tục văn hóa miền Bắc. Mùa nào có rau gì thì sẽ ăn theo rau đó. Với cái quan điểm đó mà ăn chay ở nhà chùa, cái thực đơn hay là món ăn nó hạn chế, thì đó là một quan điểm chưa chính xác cho lắm. Chẳng hạn như đậu hũ, chúng ta có thể làm được cả 30-40 món. Hay là tận dụng những trái mít non, quả mít non để mà kho, chiên, nấu canh, trộn gỏi. Một quả mít thôi chúng ta có thể làm được rất là nhiều món.
Up next, the cooking. When the monks and nuns begin their Buddhist journey, few ever imagined they'll become chefs. Yet over time, life in the monastery naturally leads them into the kitchen, a place where mindfulness meets creativity. From cultivating their own ingredients to preparing a different set of plant-based dishes for each meal of the day, they gradually develop the skills of seasoned cooks. Culinary creativity becomes second nature. No fancy equipment is needed, just a few simple tools, playful imagination, and a helping hand from the kitchen crew. Before long, the dishes come together and a hearty vegan meal is ready to be served. But first, to the Buddha of this pagoda. Beneath the pagoda rest the ashes of those who have passed on, their presence honored in quiet reverence. Watching over them is the Earth Storm Buddha, a guardian of souls and a symbol of compassion and rebirth. Before each meal, a small portion of food is offered to the Buddha and those who lie here. It's a tribute, a gesture of gratitude to their past lives, and a prayer for peace in their future reincarnation. Now that the prayers are complete, bon appetit! Thanks to the good food, it's no surprise then that many young people who come to the pagoda to study Buddhism or practice meditation often find themselves inspired, and eventually they make the transition to a vegan lifestyle themselves.
Mình không phải là người bắt đầu ăn chay ngay từ nhỏ, hoặc là cũng không phải là người thường xuyên ăn. Tuy nhiên là mỗi lần mình đến trung tâm không chỉ vừa làm việc mà còn thưởng thức những món ăn mà thực sự là mỗi lần mình ăn ấy, mình đều đem lại cho mình những cảm giác rất là khó tả và theo một cách rất riêng. Món ăn không chỉ có mùi vị đặc trưng mà còn trong đó còn có toát lên những cái vẻ đẹp của lòng từ bi cũng như là những tâm huyết mà các thầy gửi gắm đến món ăn khi nấu ạ.
Tại Trung tâm Nghiên cứu Dịch tư liệu Phật giáo quốc tế luôn luôn có từ 70 đến 100 quý thầy cô từ trên khắp cả nước cũng như là từ nước ngoài là quay về đây làm việc. Nhưng mà ngoài thời gian dịch kinh sách thì các thầy cô còn tham gia vào việc là cùng nhau nấu những bữa ăn để mời các quý thầy cô khác cũng như là các Phật tử cư sĩ. Mà các bạn biết đấy, nếu như mà chúng ta được 70 thầy cô từ khắp vùng miền trong cả nước thì bao nhiêu là món ăn từ các vùng miền đặc sản. Bạn phải thấy rằng là cái bữa ăn của tụi mình nó phong phú đến như thế nào.
As I left Long Hung Pagoda, I carried with me a quiet sense of gratitude for the food we eat and for those who prepare it with care. From the ingredients lovingly grown in the garden to the creativity poured into each dish, the monks and nuns turn every meal into a mindful offering. Even as a meat eater, I found lessons in their way of living, lessons about respect and intention. For Buddhist practitioners, being vegan is a daily act of compassion, a way to extend kindness to all living beings, and that perhaps is something we can all take to heart. With this knowledge in mind, I make my way back to the city center, determined to find out more about the growth of veganism and vegetarianism in other pockets of Hanoi's cuisine landscape. The growing popularity of vegetable-based diets in Vietnam has signified that veganism and vegetarianism are no longer confined to people who follow Buddhism alone. It has spilled over to anyone who is looking for a healthy diet and want to experience dishes beyond meat-based cuisine. And so the restaurant where I'm currently at has a menu that perfectly embodies the creativity and growth of vegan and vegetarian food here in Vietnam. So, shall we check this out? Let's go.
Em chào anh Tuấn. Dạ vâng. Anh ơi, em thấy không gian ở đây nó thật sự rất là đặc biệt và thú vị. Mình có cái sự kết hợp giữa hiện đại và truyền thống Việt Nam. Thì anh không biết anh có thể giải thích là cái thông điệp mình muốn truyền tải đến thực khách khi đến đây ăn là gì được không anh?
Khi mà đến đây thì mình rất muốn là khách hàng cảm giác là như là được về nhà.
Vâng.
Đấy, đến đây thì sẽ được ăn những món ăn ngon, những món ăn mà có cái phong vị của món ăn Việt Nam.
Và đồng thời là xung quanh là những cái văn hóa chi tiết rất là Việt Nam, nó tạo nên một cái gọi là trải nghiệm tổng thể và hài hòa, đúng không ạ? Thì mình có thể nói qua thêm cho em một chút về cái món ăn mà mình menu hôm nay mà mình đang chuẩn bị cho khách hàng.
Hôm nay thì Đức đến đây nên là mình sẽ chuẩn bị một món ăn bí mật nhé.
Dạ vâng ạ.
Để mời Đức nhé.
Ôi, thế thì vui quá. Vâng.
When I walked into the space, the first thing I felt was the cozy Vietnamese vibe, with the red brick walls, wooden furniture, and decorations that reminded me of the old northern style. Opened in 2023, this spot has quickly become a favorite for veggie food lovers in Hanoi. From vegan chả ngư lã vọng to their unique plant-based pizzas, every dish shows that eating vegetarian can be tasty, fun, and totally part of everyday life. Today, the owner, Thuần, showed me how they make one of their most popular dishes, the vegan pizza. Now, I've eaten a lot of pizza my whole life, but vegan-based pizza I've never tried before. But I'm willing to be surprised. And so today, I'm here with Chef Hùng, who is going to help me on how to make a vegetable-based pizza. And so, em chào anh Hùng ạ. Rõ ràng là em nhìn thấy nguyên liệu ở đây, chúng ta có nấm này, chúng ta có cả ớt chuông nữa. Đây là những cái nguyên liệu nó thuộc về rau rồi. Thế nhưng mà phô mai và xúc xích thì những cái nguyên liệu này nó thể hiện cái tính chay ở đây như thế nào ạ?
Đúng rồi em, như xúc xích thì bên mình cũng làm bằng chay, ví dụ như mấy loại nấm với lại bột là ra. Và ví dụ như phô mai thì mình cũng làm từ ví dụ như hạt điều, cũng là không có, cũng là chay.
Dạ vâng.
Hạt điều và nấm, sữa đậu.
Thế thì anh có thể giúp em chỉ những cái bước mà làm một chiếc pizza chay như thế nào được không ạ?
Có thể.
Dạ vâng.
Mình sẽ phết lên trước. Bây giờ mình đã phết tốt lên đây rồi thì đây cũng thể rắc miếng gà lên đây.
Nếu mà đây mà làm từ chay tức là em có thể ăn trực tiếp đúng không ạ?
Đúng rồi em.
Đúng là cái mùi của nó thực sự là rất là giống xúc xích luôn. Khi mà cầm trên tay cái phô mai này em thấy nó rất là giòn.
Và khi nướng lên thì cũng rất là dẻo.
Và nó cũng sẽ tan chảy như phô mai bình thường luôn đúng không ạ? What makes this restaurant special is the delicate combination of Vietnamese and Western ingredients, creating a unique harmony in every dish and making plant-based dining more diverse and appealing than ever. You might be surprised to find pizzas made with green rice or purple sticky rice. These creative fusions are exactly what attract many curious diners to come and experience them. In fact, 50% of the customers here are foreigners.
For me, it's, if I say only about vegetarian, I'm not exaggerating. Trust me, Vietnamese food will come number one. So I think that really stands out. The flavors are top notch. It's really nice, wholesome. The meal itself is so wholesome.
May is one of my favorite places to eat. There has been a major change, not only in terms of choices, but also a shift in the mindset of the local people here. I see more and more Vietnamese, especially the younger generation or the older generation, they are all kind of choosing to go vegan or vegetarian for a lot of factors like health reasons.
Thực ra khi làm cái chuỗi này thì kể cả về mặt định hướng sản phẩm, định hướng món ăn thì mình cũng biến tấu một chút. Ví dụ là bún riêu, phở chiên phồng, chả ngư lã vọng thì là những cái biến tấu của mình dựa trên phiên bản chay, để nó thực sự là nó dễ gần và mình muốn hướng đến là một bữa ăn gia đình. Cũng muốn hướng đến cái câu chuyện ở đây là mọi người không cần phải lo nghĩ quá nhiều đến câu chuyện tôn giáo, mà hãy đến đây, hãy thưởng thức và hãy coi nó là một dư vị trong một tuần. Thì sắp tới thì mình cũng sẽ tập trung vào các sản phẩm đóng gói thuần chay để có thể là dựa trên những cái sản phẩm đấy thì mình sẽ tập trung vào mình đóng gói và mình có thể đi xuất ra nước ngoài, làm sao để thông qua phiên bản chay đưa được cái văn hóa ẩm thực Việt Nam ra cho mọi người và ra thế giới. The creation of plant-based dishes inspired by familiar everyday meals clearly reflects the growing trend of vegetarianism in Vietnam. Many chefs and culinary spaces have contributed to spreading this lifestyle by combining vegan ingredients with Vietnamese cultural values, from flavors to presentation. Today, plant-based eating is no longer just a dietary choice. It has become a lifestyle, a way for people to seek inner peace, step away from the hectic pace of life, and focus on both physical and mental well-being. So good. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just entranced by the creativity that was showcased by all the plant-based foods that we have on this table. Now, this has put up a very interesting questions. What happens when we push these plant-based foods to the limits of its creativity? Now, I have no answers to this question, but I know a chef who is ready to take on that challenge. But I have to finish this first, it's so good. Have you ever tried plant-based dishes in a fusion style? If not,
Let me introduce you to French chef Benjamin Gascalou, the mastermind behind creative and uniquely crafted vegetarian dishes. For him, plant-based cuisine is not just about food, but a refined blend of traditional Vietnamese ingredients and modern cooking techniques infused with his personal touch. What impresses diners the most is his skillful way of honoring the distinctive flavors of Vietnamese herbs, the true soul of every dish he created.
So today I'm on a mission to find out about how vegetarian food can evolve even further. And so today I was told that I should visit La Badiane and meet with Chef Benjamin, who is going to show us how vegetarian food can become even more creative. So what kind of vegetarian food are we preparing for the guests today?
I make like my personal vegetarian food with touch of flavor, color. You will see. I will make a starter for you first.
Yes.
I will show you step by step everything and how I can make the decoration for the plate. First, we can start with some carpaccio of beetroot. I have some cucumber with Vietnamese herbs. After, we will make some garnish. Now you have olive oil. We mix together with some garlic, just a little pepper, and lemon condensed. Because like it's vegetarian, then we need to put more flavor on.
Can you tell me about so apparently in a lot of your vegetarian dish here, you use a lot of Vietnamese herbs and ingredients in here.
Yes, everything I can use, like the cream of bột nghệ, turmeric.
Turmeric.
In Vietnam, you have very different herbs and aromats.
Yes.
Donc when you have for one vegetable, you can combine with many different flavors. What I like in Vietnam is the variety of flavor you can find. Spice, vegetable, herbs, everything.
To the people who said vegetarian food can have limited creativity?
No, if you use just meat or fish, you will be limited in one of the protein. But when you have vegetable, you can mix and arrange together everything. You mix two vegetables together, but maybe you will not mix two meat together. You see?
That's true. I've heard that in French cuisine we use a lot of cream and butter, but for this risotto you don't use a lot of it because...
And the people want to have something light. They want to eat vegetable, they are vegetarian, they want flavor of vegetable, not flavor of cream or cheese. I make some sauce with basilic. Basilic is lahum from Vietnam. Ratatouille is mix of different vegetables. Don't put the ratatouille in a risotto, it's just nice.
Yes, it smells nice already.
I will make one surprise. I want to show you how one vegetarian can be international, tropical, exotic flavor.
Wow, I can't wait for that surprise itself, and I think the audience is going to be very excited for it as well.
With just simple ingredients like Vietnamese veggies, Chef Benjamin has given vegetarian dishes a whole new twist. Vietnamese vegetarian food isn't just about everyday home-cooked meals. It can also be elevated with thoughtful presentation and creative cooking techniques. Once you give it a try, you'll probably see it in a whole new light. It's not just meat that can be exciting. Plant-based dishes have their own unique and delicious ways to shine.
Vegetable, as you say, is really part of Vietnamese food. Brings a lot of freshness to the dish. And what Chef Ben managed to do here for me is bring this flavor and merge it, manage it to make it work with a more traditional French flavor, which brings a kick and a local touch, so it's very enjoyable.
What are the special kind of characteristics to Vietnamese vegetable and spices compared to the other parts of the world?
For me in Vietnam, the North make the best food because they use all fresh ingredients and all fresh herbs and they cooking every day something new and all Vietnamese in Hanoi, they really love eating. They want eating a good thing. They don't want eating something just basic. They really enjoyed what they want. I appreciate to be like in a capital of flavor and gastronomic in Hanoi. Hanoi it's the most best city if you want to try all diversity of food. Now I will share for you the ratatouille risotto.
Yes. Okay. Bon appetit again.
Bon appetit.
Oh God, that risotto is amazing. When I eat it, it doesn't feel like vegetarian food at all because of the heft it brings. And so, which brings me to the questions.
sometimes when I eat vegetarian food, it doesn't feel like I'm full because of the lack of meat. I would imagine there's a little bit of more of a creamy thing here. Is that right?
Normally, yes, but I can use something different about the taste. People will put cream and butter, and I say you will put tomato juice.
Yes, tomato juice.
So you can have a stronger of a vegetable. I prefer concentrate on vegetable flavor and put some gourmandise like emulsion saffron.
You have been in Vietnam for such a long time. And do you feel like there's more demand for vegetarian food now?
Yes, yes. I saw many restaurants open and make vegetarian. We have a new kind of customer want to change the habitude. For me, it's a very nice option because it gives me access to something else. Say about the basic protein, fish, sauce, and vegetable.
So in your experience cooking with Vietnamese vegetable and ingredients, do you find being creative with vegetarian food more interesting?
Yes, of course. It's like a supermarket of flavor. Yeah, Vietnam gives us all opportunity for do this kind of food.
What do you think about the positioning of Vietnamese vegetarian food in the global food map?
They start to be good because Vietnamese start to cook not like 100 years ago. They learn directly now with a level of food international. And when I see young Vietnamese chefs start to cook, they don't start to learn with a basic way, but they are already in modern approach of food, and they really love the country. I like to show what they do on the plate.
For guests or tourists coming over to Hanoi and to Vietnam wanting to try vegetarian food, what can they expect?
But I think, like you say before, we expect to find more than salad. And when I have here vegetarian, they say like you. And when they eat, I saw the face, say, wow, it's the first time you give vegetarian food some different level.
Exactly. It's truly feel like it's elevated, and truly thank you so much for this experience.
Please, thank you.
I've never tried vegetarian food like this ever in my life. For anyone who says that vegetarian food is limited in creativity, I hope my experience has offered a different perspective. From the traditional Vietnamese rendition to more modern and fusion iterations, Vietnamese vegetarian food is full of diversity, tastes, looks, and global appeal. The sheer creativity rooted in tradition remains true, and thus the growing demand for vegetarian food in Vietnam. Through this episode, I hope that when coming over to Hanoi, you will not miss out on the vegetarian food experience that has certainly proved that it is a must-try. This has been Fine Cuisine. See you in the next one.